Hello unicorns! Today we're going to explore different ways to do a cut crease. Some are a little more difficult than others, some are easier, but you decide which ones you like the best. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my eyeshadow, we'll leave the rest of the face intact, and we'll get started. If you want to learn different ways to do a cut crease, maybe some easy hacks, keep watching. Fresh day, fresh change of clothes, fresh makeup. We're going to start from scratch. Now, there are many ways to do a cut crease, but I have 6 at my disposal. So if you're wondering how I came up with 6 different ways to do a cut crease, it's what I have available. Necessity is the mother of invention. So I'm going to use pretty much 3 products, 2 eyeshadow colors, and my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 02. And for my 2 colors, I'm just going with the pink. I'm going to use my ColourPop Rock Candy palette. And we'll probably be doing just a gray and pink look, so I'm going to stick with this one and this one, this shimmer here. Okay, so because I'm going to be doing this 3 times, I'm going to skip liner, lashes, mascara until the last look, just to make it easy for me to remove. Really, the purpose of this video is just showing you how to do cut creases and different techniques and tools you can use. Anything from things that you purchase, to the old-fashioned way of just using your concealer, to fancy gadgets. Now, because I'm doing this 3 times, we're just going to focus on the eyes. I've done my complexion, I've done my highlighter, my blush, my contour, everything, my brows, my lips, everything is done except for my eyes. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing I want to do, even though I'm going to start with my left eye and just do an old-fashioned cut crease, how you might do it with your concealer, I'm going to actually start with placing the stencil, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Now I'm going to actually go above the stencil, so I want to make sure that I'm placing it, and it doesn't, my eyes are not the same shape as the stencil, so it doesn't line up quite as perfectly as I want it to. But that's pretty good. And I'm using the stencil on my right because my right is more hooded. And so this, I think, is a great way to cheat. So going in on the left eye, and the color is called So Tough. It's that gray that I showed you in the beginning. And I'm going to start with the left eye. And I'm trying to keep it off my lid, but I'm going to cut the crease so I'm not too concerned if I get a little on my lid. But really, I just want to create that depth. And because I'm only doing 2 colors, I'm keeping it simple, we're going to really blow this out. I want a mid-range tone, something that's not too light and something that's not too black. And I'm just going to blow it out. So again, I'm not too concerned if I'm getting it on my lid, because I'm going to carve that out. Now I'm taking off any excess product, and I'm going to blow it out even more. Okay. Now I'm going in with a flat concealer brush, and I'm taking a little, on a palette, I'm taking a little bit of my P. Louise Rumor in the shade 02. This is my base, and I'm going to use that to cut my crease. Now, I don't have a steady hand, so this is the old-fashioned way of doing it, and it ain't easy for me. Maybe you're luckier. But I'm going to take that concealer on the tip of my concealer brush, look straight ahead, see where I want that crease to be and start lining it. And I'm trying just to make the outline as smooth as possible, not get it too draggy. I'm not too concerned how it looks on the inside of my lid because I'm going to fill that all in. But I really want this. And my problem is I'm 53, almost 53 years old. And my skin's wrinkly, and trying to get a straight, perfectly straight line, manually cutting it, my skin moves, and it's really hard to create that perfect straight line, sharp crease that I want. Now, ideally, I could have used an even sharper concealer brush, and I would recommend it. This is a large one, but it also helps if you really get that brush really flat. Okay, and now just to blend that out and get that perfect seam, I'm going to use the warmth of my finger. And in between every tab, I'm just removing any excess product. And once I feel I've gotten all the excess product off, then I'll just kind of gently tap it in. Okay, so now I've cut the crease. Now, if you have a really particularly dark shade, before you go in with your concealer or your base, you can use a little micellar water on a pointed Q-tip and clean it all up off your lid entirely. I didn't go in with that dark of a shade, so I didn't see the need to do that. Alright, now I'm going with my finger, and I'm going in with that frosted pink, which is called Chemistry. I'm going to use that on my finger, like I said, and just fill in that place that I just cut. And I'm probably going to take a brush just to get right up against that cut crease. The colors perform better with your finger, but I want the precision of a brush. Okay. Then going back with the original brush that I applied the gray color with, I'm just going to kind of marry the two colors together in a soft blend so that I don't have any harsh seams on the edges. And maybe I'll take a little underneath. Very lightly. Remove excess product and blend it out around the edges some more. I'm a big fan of blending. Alright, now we've got this stencil just kind of hanging out here. So going back in with the gray, tap it out, and we're just going to do the same thing. But now what I'm doing is I'm more concerned with taking it around the edge and creating that cut crease this way. Alright, this is not so bad. I mean, I've never used these, just so you know. I bought them for this, but I haven't actually used them yet. This, it seems to be working, in theory. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm blending it out. I'm taking all excess product off of my brush. Now, in theory, I won't even have to go in with concealer. I could just go in and put my shimmer on. That's the theory anyway. Okay, they do tug a little. Oh no. I mean, no. It worked. It worked. I mean, yeah. No, I don't like them. I don't like them. Let's see if I can kind of fix. whatever this is. Yeah, no, I mean, it leaves a gummy residue that I can't even color over. But we're going to do our level best to try and make it look like the other side. Alright, I'm removing all excess product and we're just going to blend to the dickens here. Because, no. Let's play Can It Be Saved? Okay. I think I got about the right blend. Now, technically speaking, I don't even need to lay down the concealer or the base, but I want to make sure that it's even on both sides, that I am giving both a fair chance. So I'm just going to use my base and trace that line that's left behind and try not to go outside of it. I will say it's a little easier. I don't think this shape works for me. I don't think it's even to what I did, but I still feel the need to fill it in. So I don't know how much time it's really saving. But there we have it. Alright, let me remove excess product from my finger and just tap this down. I'm trying not to mess up this nice line. And we're going to do the same thing with the color. I'm going to go in, or with the shimmer shadow, a little on my brush, just to carve out that line. And then I'll put the rest on with my finger. Okay, and then just to make sure I don't have that harsh edge, like I don't over here, I'm just going to soften up these edges. Holding my brush very low and just doing gentle circular motions. Let's see, let's make this a little darker on this side so it's a little more even. Et voila. Now, oh, did I put it underneath both sides? No, I did not. Now again, I would finish this up with liner, mascara, and lashes. But we're going to show method number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this, but you can see. So the stencils, what are my opinions of them? You have to play with them. I think they're great for a half cut crease like I've got going on right now. Am I happy with it? Yeah. I mean, you have to kind of manipulate them if they don't fit the shape of your eye. It's one cut, one stencil. And not everybody's eye is shaped the same. So you do need some manipulation and it may not work for everybody. But looking at it, I think it's pretty good. I think it worked for me. Yeah. I would give it a thumbs up. It's okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a break. I'll take this off and we'll start again. Hang tight. Okay. So methods 3 and 4 are very low tech and do not technically require the use of a concealer or a primer or a base or anything, because it's designed to cut the crease without adding. It's much like the stencil, but we have the fancy version which came with 3 different So we've got this one that I'm going to use in my right eye. It's this little tool here. You put it like this, and you put your shadow around it, and so technically you don't even need to do anything more than just prime your eye the first time. And it comes in this shape, as well as this shape, and this shape. But since I'm doing two different eyes, two different ways, I picked the original shape because it most similarly mirrors the next tool, which is a common household teaspoon. So I kind of measured them all against this and decided that this is the closest. Obviously, I'm going to position them better, but this is the closest in shape, so we're going to do cut creases with these using the same two colors. So let's go ahead and start with the right eye. So I'm going in with a dark gray called, what the hell is it called? So Tough. Now, unfortunately, I can't hold my hand mirror because I need two hands with this method. Downside. Alright, so I'm going to be kind of leaning off camera here a little because I need to look into this mirror. So I'm going to get this as close to my lash line as possible, try to position it where I want it, and just start blending it. Right away, one of the things I notice is in order to feel like it's really pressed down on the skin enough, you have to push kind of hard. I don't like the feeling of it against my eyeball. It's a little uncomfortable. I feel like I can't get that outer V. But I do feel like it's laying down the color well. Now, I'm not trying to blend it all right now. I'm just laying the color down. And then I'm going to remove all excess product and blend it out. So, again, I can't control the shape. It's cool, but as you can see, it's a little big for my eye. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and a little micellar water and just kind of remove this part here. So it's left a little bit more like that. And then we'll try the other side and see if we can get them the same. So I'm just taking a pointed Q-tip here, getting a little micellar water on it, and we'll see what we can do to fix this because, yeah, that's a little... And then I'm just going to take my sponge that still has a little product on it and just cover that up. But again, I'm removing all excess product from the brush and I'm just going to buff that out so it's a little softer. I mean, I see the potential, but it's much harsher. It's definitely for a more solid cut crease or you lose a lot of the product. But we're going to do the same thing on the other side with the spoon. So I'm going to try and mimic how this is shaped here. And we're going to go in, and again, the same thing. I feel like I have to apply a lot of pressure to get it to sit where I want it. This is a little harder to get to the skin and control. Still feel like I'm pressing too hard on my eyeball. Oh, yeah, I do. Shape's a little different. Yeah, I'm going to have to kind of do a little cleanup here. Let's see. Just do a little cleanup down here. And I'm going to adjust the shape of the spoon. And we're going to go in and fix that a little. Take a a little foundation, cover that up. So the spoon technique requires a little more adjustment, and I'm still not sure I'm getting it quite right. But that's as close as I'm going to get it. So let's see what I can do with blending. Let's start on this side. I'm going to actually add a little tape on both sides for the blending so that I don't lose that sharpness. And we're going to see if I can make them match without messing up the cut crease. I already see some errors. Let's clean this up a little in here. Okay. Alright, here we go. So far, I'm actually liking the spoon better than the tool. I feel like I have to do more finessing and work with the tool. But they're both pretty good. They work. I just like cutting my crease with my base. I feel like the colors stick to it better. And it's more vibrant. But as far as just cutting a crease, tools work. Both of them. Alright, I want to take this in the outer V. Same with this side. And then I'm going to go in with the pink frost. No primer, no base. I do have the initial base that I used to begin with when I set it down. But no additional base or primer. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to go in with a little glitter glue. I really want that shimmer powerful. So before I go in with my brush, I'm going to go in with my fingers and just put a little of that glitter glue on my lids. So I've got a little drop on my finger. I'm just going to rub them together and get a little bit of that on my lids. So I'm just going to tap it along. Just try and make it more vibrant. And I don't want to go too far up into the gray. Okay, I'm going to let that get tacky just a little bit. Get some of that off my finger. Okay, and then I'm going in with that pink shimmer. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Pop a little of that gray under the eye. There we go. Now, normally I would finish off with liner, mascara, and lashes, but we've got one more look to go. But this is the tools. Okay? On the right, we have the actual tool. On the left, we have the spoon. Which one do you like better? Tell me in the comments. And I'm back. Naked primed eyes. Still keeping the same face on. Let's go ahead and do number 3. Alright, I saved this one for last because I prefer something in between. I hate the tediousness of having to cut my own crease, but I don't like these stencils. I like laying down my concealer or base. So the next 2 cut crease cheats that I have are tools. One is designed just for cutting your crease. You fill your whole thing in, or if you want to do a half cut crease, you fill half of it in, and you literally just stamp it on your eye. The other is designed for curling your lashes. This one's actually broken. I'm missing the little rubber pad, but I don't care. What I love about this one is it doesn't have any scalloped edges. You've seen me do this before. I have cut my crease with my eyelash curler a million times, but we are going to compare these 2 tools together now. So, the first thing we're going to start with is, just to keep a sharper line, since this is the look that I'm going to wear for a while, I'm going to start with a little sticky tape, just to keep it, as Mikayla would say, nice and sharp. I do my foundation first, so I generally don't like to clean up with a makeup wipe after. They're not quite even, but neither is my face. Alright, going in with that medium, kind of darkish gray. And I'm just going to do what I normally do, which is fill in my orbital bone, or my socket bone. And if I get a little on my lid, I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to get so much on my lid that I have to use makeup remover to cut this crease. But a little bit on my lid I'm not too worried about because I'm going to use concealer to cut the crease. What I'm really worried about is getting this nice and soft and blown out on the outside. I want this part here to look really soft. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I'm going to do pretty much a half cut crease. Well, not quite a half cut crease. More like a quarter cut crease. So I'm not worried about getting a little on my corner here because I'm going to do that on purpose. And again, just blowing it out. Alright, so we're going to start with the stamper first. And because, alright, so this does have a side that's more arched and one side that's more flat. You want the flat side to go against your lashes and the more arched side to go above. Now, because I'm doing more of a half cut crease, I'm only going to take my base, well, a 1/4 cut crease. So I'm going to take my base on 3/4 of my stencil. So I'm just putting it on a concealer brush and painting it down. Now, I'm not worried if it's spotty. I'm going to blend it with my finger, and I'm probably going to maybe even apply more. I don't know. We'll see how well it works. But I'm starting with a thin coat all over, leaving just that much empty, because that's going to be where the gray is. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to tackle this with my eye open, or slightly, and then I'm going to close it. I'm going to try and get this along my lash line and into my inner corner. And roll it. Oh, that's a high cut crease. Okay. That's where it decided to put it. So all I'm going to do is take my concealer brush and just kind of fill in the blanks. And then use my fingers to blend. Okay. I'll see it. Then I'm going in with my brush and that pink frost. And we're just going to take it right up here. Now I think with this, it might have behooved me to remove some of the gray with some micellar water first. But overall, I'm not mad at this. Now, I did cut the crease a little higher than I anticipated. So I'm going back in with the gray, and I'm just going to deepen up in here a little. Bring it down a little lower because that was a little too high. And soften this outside edge so the two colors blend seamlessly together. Okay, not bad. I'll tell you, that did make it a fraction of the time. But do I need to buy a special tool? Let's grab my eyelash curler and find out. So again, I'm only painting the outer portion of it. I'm just going to do a little stripe on the edge here, leaving some of it unpainted. And we're just going to try and figure out where the crease is so that they're even. Keeping my eye open. I love this because I can see while I stamp. So I know I'm getting it in the right spot. Yes. Alright. Now I'm just going to fill this in. This is what I'm talking about. I have that nice base to lay down my shimmer. So, do I like the stamp? Yeah, I do. Is it easier than using my eyelash curler? No. It's about the same. It's about the same. So, you know, if you have an eyelash curler that doesn't have scalloped edges, that's rounded like mine, then I'd recommend just sticking with that. It's really not any harder than the stamp. But if you don't, if yours is scalloped or you just don't use one, this is a pretty handy little tool. Alright, let's go in with my pink shimmer. Just along that edge. And then we're going to fill it in with my finger. And blend it out on the outside here. Since this is the look that I'm going to keep, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it up. And for that, I'm going to go in with the Frosty White shade in the palette. It is called Friction. And I'm just going to highlight my inner corner of my brow bone with it. Actually, I'm just going to highlight my brow bone right now, because I realize I haven't done my under eye. Take a little of that gray on the same brush, which is a big fluffy brush. Normally I don't use a brush this large, but I'm really just applying the smallest amount along the lash line and blowing it out really lightly. I'm going to take the tiniest black liner. I'm not going to make a wing. I'm just going to tight line underneath. Okay, I'm getting some transfer. Once it dries down, I can clean the transfer up. I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara off camera, but I'm going to be using my Kiss Impress Under Lash Self-Adhesive Lash Segments. So I'm going to come back and do my lashes on camera. I'm only going to do just the outer edges, maybe 2 strands. I just want that flare on the outer corner, but I'll be back momentarily. Hang tight. And we're back. So I decided rather than fight it and try and clean up, I just went ahead and did my waterline as well, and then I smudged it out a little bit with a smudging brush. So we are going to use the Natural Kiss Lash Under Lash Self-Adhesive. They're called Kiss Impress. As you can see, I've already used them. I love them. The bottom ones are the longer ones. The top ones are kind of medium. And this particular style is natural, which I really love for just doing the outer lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one segment off. And I usually use 2 hands. I use one to kind of lift and the other to stick. So let's see if I can do this. But I have to get right up on my mirror for that. So let's see if I can do it this way. And take it right underneath. And I'm not quite going on my skin as much as I'm going to the very base of my lashes. Okay. So I'm going to take this underneath, and I'm not quite going to my skin as much as I'm going to the very base of my lashes. Kind of press that up and blink it in. Perfect. Let's do the other side, and then I'm going to do one more on each side, a smaller one, just on the outer lashes. So let's do this one and see if I can do this as well as I did the other. And blink it out. And maybe shift it a little. There we go. Okay, one more on each side. See how easy that is? And I'm telling you guys, it feels like wearing nothing. It's amazing. All right, go right next to it. Blink it out. Really adhere it. And let's do one more on the other side. Just want to make sure that's secure. And that side secure. And they're amazing. Super comfortable, super lightweight. Can't even tell. And no lash band. I love them. All right. So we'll get a zoom so you can see the close-up. But that's it. Tell me in the comments, which was your favorite way of doing a cut crease? Have you tried any of these tips or tricks? What do you like to do at home? In the meantime, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Hit the notification bell to find out when I drop content. I try to drop on Saturdays, but life happens. Hit the like button. Please leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. I really, really want to hear from you. Don't forget, to celebrate 250 subscribers, I am holding a Show Me Your Marilyn contest. Send me your best Marilyn Monroe look to this email address below, and you could be entered to win this beautiful Wet n Wild Marilyn Monroe collection to be opened in a double unboxing with me. Send your Marilyn Monroe looks to this email address. I look forward to seeing them. Until next time, thank you for joining me, unicorns, and as always, stay magical.